welcome to the Wellness Effect. We've been chatting about environmental wellness, why it's important, and how to improve our own environments. If you missed those episodes, head over to our YouTube channel to watch all the full-length discussions. Today, Teddy Mosomothane is back in the studio with me to talk about environmental wellness from an organizational and a leadership perspective. Mr. Mosomothane, you are a leader in the industry. You need no introduction as the CEO of Bankmed, which is one of South Africa's largest medical aid schemes. But as a leader, how do you approach environmental wellness?
Thanks for raising the question, Seth. Now, before I get to what the question requires of me, I just want to cultivate some ground here leading up to answering the question by touching on a couple of things.
Sure.
The first is there is a set of what I will call success indicators that I believe it's important for us to understand, from the beginning, so that we demystify, as it were, an environmental wellness. These success indicators include the quality of the air, noise reduction, having ergonomic workstations in a work environment, cleanliness and waste reduction, and really also optimizing light and investing in the efficiency of energy. And the list is not exhaustive yet, Seth. And I'm just trying to get you a sense of some success indicators which become relevant for any organization when you're defining your approach to environmental wellness. So that's the first thing. Secondly, the question that you have raised, it gives a hint to some maybe that wellness is quite broad, because now we're talking about environmental wellness.
Yeah.
Our senior manager in wellness and innovation, Dr. Dalen Alexander, often highlights about 8 dimensions when it comes to wellness, believe it or not.
Wow.
And these include the intellectual dimension, the mental health dimension, financial wellness. We also have physical wellness, social wellness, spiritual wellness. And then the last 2 of the 8 are environmental wellness and occupational wellness. And the reason I'm touching on these is really to get the audience and people in general to understand that wellness is quite broad. Now, this is important because in crafting your approach to environmental wellness, it becomes important for you to understand how broad it is, because it is not inconceivable for any organization, perhaps to be focusing on one dimension of wellness and wonder why an impact is not being made. So it's important to have a holistic view as far as wellness is concerned. So how we do it from a Bankmed perspective is to certainly have appreciation of how broad wellness is and the interconnectedness of the different dimensions. So that's the first thing that we do at Bankmed. Secondly, we set goals and objectives which are underpinned by how we define environmental wellness from a Bankmed perspective. And in this regard, it's important for the different organizations to define environmental wellness for themselves. Earlier on, I gave a list, which is not exhaustive, of some success indicators which would have to inform how you define environmental wellness from your organizational perspective. Now, once you have set these goals and objectives, what we have done very well at Bankmed is to have a wellness committee. Now, traditionally, these committees would have operated as what you would call health and safety committees. Now, in the Bankmed environment, we have expanded the mandate of our health and safety, committee, and within the context of wellness, and it happens to be headed by the gentleman that I mentioned earlier on, in Dr. Dalen Alexandra, who's the senior manager in wellness and innovation. So you need those kind of structures with clearly outlined terms of reference that inform what they are entrusted with from an organizational perspective. Now, once you have these committees set, it becomes important for an organization, and this is what we do at Bankmed, to take stock of where you are from an environmental wellness perspective. And you do this by way of carrying out audits or carry out some surveys, which really seeks to assess where you are right now. Now, once you have established where you are, with reference to those goals and objectives that you have identified at the beginning, you must then invest in actions and initiatives that will almost serve as a bridge between where you are now and where you want to be over time. And once you do that, you really commit, and part of the commitment is by way of engaging employees and educating them about the direction of travel in this specific regard, so that the pursuit of environmental wellness is not something that is driven just by one business unit. It is something that is embraced by the whole organization. And the last step that we really execute, and I'm sure you're going to guess this, it's about monitoring and evaluation how we are doing in as far as these goals that we had set ourselves and the initiatives that we have agreed upon to take us from where we are now to where we want to be. The one that I really like the most, and I mean, I embraced this with excitement when I became aware of this, is the fact that wellness is quite broad. It's very important for us to appreciate all the different dimensions and be clear about where you want to go, where environmental wellness is concerned, amongst other many dimensions that I've touched on earlier, Seth.
Amazing. I think you've outlaid the foundations of what environmental wellness look like. You've kind of talked through how you can get there. And I like what you said about the pursuit of environmental wellness, that it's an ongoing commitment that an organization can make towards creating environmental wellness. So why is environmental wellness important to Bankmed?
Well, Seth, at the highest level, talking about the environment in this specific instance, the importance is strongly linked to our aspiration to be good corporate citizens. And this is now really at the highest level. But bringing it closer, to Bankmed, it also is strongly linked with us caring for our employees and those that are around us. This is something that we are committed to, investing in for the benefit of our employees. And it's something that cannot be achieved if we operate in silos. It becomes important for us to share our insights with other entities in this regard, so that our collective efforts can, drive us towards the objectives that we all, aspire to.
Now, thank you for elaborating on this field of wellness. It's quite broad.
Yes.
And I'm also learning that environmental wellness has a role to play in the overall employees' experience and their productivity at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, Teddy, for such an engaging conversation.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe. Till next time. Bankmed, the medical scheme of choice for the financial services industry. The Wellness Effect is proudly brought to you by Bankmed, yours in good health.